I know you're gonna dig this.
There we go! Hey guys, welcome back to Drift Racing. Last time we left off, we finally pulled the heads. We were taking a look at them and everything. Now we're getting to more prepping. Pretty much taking the whole front side off so we can change the cam. And then we can measure for our heads. But to get that off, because we adapted the 340 pan to a 360, it's glued pretty well. And I like to say it didn't leak at all either. So, but to get that off, this really does have to come off. And
we were gonna check the rod bearings anyways, so.
yeah, it's not hurting anything. So
what else was going on with this thing when we weren't looking?
Oh, so the end of the year we ran our personal best. We're probably making so much horsepower leaving. We actually broke our motor mount. I don't know if you remember, guys, last year we bought this new motor mount because the other one kind of looked like this. I don't even look at.
Okay, yeah, that one's pretty janky
It
too.
works though. This one's great. Yeah, this brand new one
Broke the weld. Yeah.
broke.
So then the engine was rubbing on the drag link.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, I guess you call that drag link. Yep.
But
Rubbing on the oil pan. That's not good. New mount.
We got
Will
to
be
either buy a
needed.
new one or I think we did some with this last year.
I don't want to use it. I don't want to use that one.
Look at all the modification.
No. We beat the snot out of it to fit the
JB
other side. And JB welded it. No. All right, get the screws out of this thing. Let's pull the pan.
Yep.
You can see our adapter to fit the 340 pan on a 360.
After we pull this off, we'll show you guys again what we ended up doing. I think we have a whole video on it, but we'll show you how we did it. Of course, we have custom spacer, but
So we're going to get the new cam in, then set one of the heads on and check piston to valve clearance. So that's what we're going to check today.
we got the front cover off. So chain, I mean it's
Yeah, we got some slack in there. We'll probably
get a new one.
replace that.
But
I'm trying to get this pan off, and
This
it's
oil pan-
glued on.
it is on there.
But getting the cover out of there, that's helpful.
Yeah.
Problem is, it's pretty thick aluminum, but it's soft, and it wants to bend, so I can't just get in there and pry it off.
Right. That'll be interesting.
Well, we don't have to take the pan off to do what we want to do with the cam, but I want the pan off anyways.
Yeah.
So-
we want to check bearings.
Let's just keep going in case there's a surprise under there, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to put the camera down and help you out.
I finally got it off. Took a little wrestling. What came off. In case you guys didn't know, this is what's inside our Steph's oil pan.
It's got a nice windage screen built in, a little scraper there, trap door. So go ahead and trap door, so under deceleration we don't lose oil pressure at the end of the track. So nice deep pan. It's got a nice pickup, and then we have a factory windage tray.
But luckily, that little chunk that we picked up,
Yeah, there's no metal debris in here.
Got just mostly zinc in there.
Yeah,
and the oil.
that's the oil. We change oil quite often.
So pretty clean. I'm not concerned about that. But we're gonna take this apart and look at bearings, at least one set, anyways. I'm thinking number 1 and
Well, probably towards the end of the motor, because it oils from the back forward.
yeah.
So worst case is 1 and 2. We can check those and see what we got, if we're gonna have to go through the whole thing or not. Because the idea is just change the cam, but we had a little seepage on the pan in the back, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
So we wanted to reseal everything
yeah.
and double check.
Yeah, we're definitely have to clean this up a little.
Oh yeah, that's gonna have some time into that. That's a nice spacer we got there. That's working really good.
And then this is the metal shim oil pan gasket. We had to cut
off
and
like a
modify.
96 Dodge 360, and then we cut the end off right here, and then just glued the front.
A lot of glue.
A lot of glue, and then we cut the other
It's
end.
more of that.
Yeah, I like this. It's a shame to spend $60 on a gasket and cut both ends off, but kind of gonna have to do that again.
Sides didn't leak,
No, it didn't.
so that's one thing. So
All right.
let's take this stuff off and dig deeper.
Got the cam out. Got 3 seasons on that cam, Ricky?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it looks really good. So we're gonna probably offer that up for sale. Cam bearings look really good. We'll just use them over again. So we got to get the cam in here. Set the head on. We got to, yeah. So we got to set that up and get some Play-Doh. We're gonna check piston valve clearance and make sure we're good there. And so, not gonna really film this. We're gonna fumble with it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll show you the results.
Yeah, it's not really how to. We're just.
Not how to, just that we're doing this and
Yeah.
we're gonna figure it out. So, all right.
All right. So dealing with all the head stuff, we got to get this new cam installed first. So first we're taking the oil pump off so we can get the windage tray off. And
Want to get that intermediate shaft off too, the
do
distributor
all that.
driven oil pump shaft. Yeah.
It's kind of really on there right now, so we got to hammer it a little bit.
Let's talk about this little ouch here.
My mistake.
So we made a mistake. I don't know. We got 3 full seasons on it without the support there, and 0 problems. So we ground that smooth. And if you ever make that mistake and damage your rear main cap, don't sweat it.
Yeah, it was my bad. One of the first times we had the engine apart, and I first time really digging my hands, putting stuff together, and didn't set it down right, and then start tightening it down. Oh, well, this is going good, and then pop and cracked it. Well, we broke it off the rest of the way, cleaned it up, and still working. So
yeah, so we ground it smooth. Yeah, it's not ideal, but you know what? 3 seasons, we're gonna keep sending it. It's not a problem. So live and learn, right? So we're gonna get the shaft off of here, or the oil pump. Pull the shaft out. So
and then we'll kind of go over what we got to do with the cam.
yeah, we're actually reading the instructions from Hughes Cam.
Yeah, you got was it 22 pages or 12?
I don't know. There is a lot to read. So we're gonna do this right. Don't want to mess it up. So why don't you go ahead and
yeah, we'll get this
pull the
all
pump off.
All right, we got the windage tray off, and no surprises really. Looks clean as you'd suspect it to. And once again, thanks to Ed's machine for doing the work they did. This stuff is still looking phenomenal, and it's been running great. So no issues there at all. But still looking. I think we're gonna
Time to flip it over then.
flip it over.
Yep.
But while we're looking at this, I think we're gonna pull the cap off number 5 when the time comes
Right.
to look at the bearings.
Yeah, we're going to look at a couple different ones. And number 5, just because I want to pull the piston out and inspect it because we're a little sooty on that particular plug.
Yeah, and a few years back.
Number 5 was the problem before.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
who knows why? Whatever. But yeah. So let's get this flipped over, and then we can start dealing with what we got to do with the cam.
Okay, reading the instructions. What we want to do is prove the lifter bores are not too tight. So we installed the camshaft, just lubing the bearing journal. The rest of the cam is dry. We're going to drop the lifters in dry. A little bit of WD-40 on the sides.
Sides of them, yep.
But we want it dry. We're going to see that as we rotate the cam slowly, the lifters go up and down on their own weight and do not hang up in the bore. Then we're going to mark everything with a Sharpie. We're going to spin it 2 times per second, 16 turns, and we need 90 degrees or better rotation. Make sure we don't have a stuck lifter bore so we don't ruin the cam.
Yep.
Sounds simple, right?
Sure.
Okay, and then after this, we have to keep the lifters in the same order.
Yeah.
So we'll have to, maybe we'll drill another block or,
Something like that. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a pretty good idea.
okay, we'll do something like that. All right, setting the lifter in, just a little bit of WD-40, and these should just drop right in. That's what they say, come down on its own.
Yeah, they want the ends of them dry, but then again, everything's oily, and you're trying to drop them in, and then everything else is coated in oil. We're trying our best.
Now, this is just to ensure that they rotate.
Yeah.
Certainly, it's all has to have assembly lube before we're done. Go ahead and hit this again.
Well, try not to spray him head to toe with WD-40. All the precautionary things we would just want to don't want to take any shortcuts of anything that Hughes says because they know what they're talking about. All right, here we go.
All right, so I got the thrust plate in, and I'm pulling back just a little bit so we keep the cam up against the thrust plate because the intermediate shaft is missing, so the cam wants to go forward. We marked all the lifters. I'm going to spin it 2 per second, try to go 16 revolutions. We need to move each lifter
At least 90 degrees.
At least 90, and it may go further.
And we've already rotated some of them just to mark them all. And like that one there, you can already see it's moved, to 2 o'clock position. That one's like 3 o'clock. So, yeah, let's spin it and. Oh yeah.
Wow.
They all turned, and some of them I saw even went around a couple revolutions.
So we've got good lifter bores. That's half the battle. We've never had camshaft problems. So now we'll pull all these lifters out and get them back in the box. Get them
Make sure they're
labeled.
marked.
So
yeah.
Everything goes back where it came out. And we'll leave 2 lifters in. We're checking piston valve clearance.
Yep.
That'll be next. Get some clay out.
All right, we have the cam situated the way we want. Just got the test springs on the head for number 8. Just so one.
Because that's where we started, yeah.
Right. Just, and then we got to get some Play-Doh on there, and you have some bolts.
New head bolts.
Just to hold it in place so it doesn't fall off while we're working, because that's what would happen. And then.
Yeah, we're going to put it in with no gasket. We're going to spin it around and see what our piston valve clearance is.
Yeah, that's the first time I've done this.
Well, I've never done it either. We've never had to. So we're just learning. No head gasket. And then, of course, you'll get the clearance from the head gasket.
Right.
We'll add to that depending on what gasket.
Right now we think we know what size we want to go with. But, of course, all this will really determine that. So, yeah, let's try not to drop the head and put it on.
And then we'll set up the rockers afterwards. Well,
Yeah.
once we get on there. All right. Ricky's got the cat hair reinforced kids Play-Doh.
Oh, man, this is going to have to get...
Gonna mix that up and then just get it in the the eyebrow of the piston there.
Yeah. The Play-Doh.
Yeah, just kind of pack it in there. We'll see what we get. Yeah. I guess. Tell us if we're wrong. We probably are.
Yeah, we probably are.
But I think we'll learn a lot right here.
Yeah.
All right. You want to get the head and just...
Yep.
How about I help you out so we don't scratch the bottom of that so we line up with those deals right away.
Yep.
I'll put the camera down. Just 5. Well, we're mocking up the cylinder head, and...
Man, that looks sick.
It does look nice. I'm kind of concerned. Yeah, we're using studs, and whose rockers are these again?
Harlan Sharp.
Harlan Sharps, yeah. 1:6 ratio with a stud kit, and I'm hoping our valve cover's clear. We'll have to check that out later.
Oh, yeah.
But we're just mocking this up. We'll put the adjustable push rods in and check piston and valve clearance.
How sick do these look?
They do look good. Yeah, can't believe we went 1160 on stamped steel, huh?
Mm.
This should be much more stable.
Oh, yeah.
Have to get these good and snug. And
What's kind of nice about these studs too is they got a little Allen in there to tighten them down.
yeah, we'll have to get those torqued down. Right now, for just checking, probably fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's get a wrench on that. And
Might have to do some moving a little bit, maybe. I can't see from that side.
yeah. Wow, looking good. Pretty exciting.
Oh yeah. All right, now I think we're ready to start turning the engine over by hand. You're a bonehead and could slip one of these in, the other one. We had to loose things up, take it apart. It's time back down now. Lesson learned. But yeah, let's start rotating.
So we did put a little bit of assembly lube on the lifters themselves.
There's one.
All the way down.
There's the other.
When it comes back up, let's pull the head off. See what we got.
That's about it.
Yeah, it's good enough.
All right.
All right, it's a good thing we're pulling the piston. I think we shoved some Play-Doh down the side. Hey, I've never done this before. Looks
Way too much
good.
Play-Doh.
Yeah, looks good. So let's run the piston all the way up so we can get it out and measure what we got. Good enough. Oh, I don't think we're too bad. Well, let's measure this. Okay. It doesn't take any fine measuring tools to see we have plenty of clearance on the exhaust, and we'll check on the intake. On the intake side, you can see we have plenty of clearance too. We'll go ahead and measure that. Really ought to deck the block, but we don't have time to do that. It's what we've been running.
Ain't no. Plenty safe.
Plenty safe is right.
We don't got the budget to blow up and try again, so this is safe and good.
Yeah, I'd like to deck the block, but not this go around. There's plenty. We'll go ahead and measure that a little bit, but you need 60 thousandths on the intake and 110 on the exhaust. We still got to put the head gasket in and torque it.
Right.
We're going to be fine. We'll do a little more checking, but I'm pretty happy with the piston valve clearance. So what's next?
We'll have to measure that.
Want to pull a piston out?
Could, yeah. Well, we pulled number 8, and we found some Play-Doh around the head, so it's probably a good idea we did that. The bearings, they're not copper.
Not showing.
Both of them look about the same here. But our biggest concern, and
You can't hardly feel it with your fingernail, but you can see a little bit.
there's a spot where
I think
maybe you can feel something.
I think we're gonna take it apart and polish it.
I think we're gonna have to.
Oh, I wasn't wanting to.
Well, we got to figure it out. Probably gonna have to, which really sets us back because we weren't planning on it. But in the meantime, we can, if we do send that out, it'd be perfect time to start working on the transmission. You know.
Yeah, hard to say. Yeah, we so many things we got to wait on because of the push rods, custom push rods we got to get.
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh, so maybe before we even take it out, once we get the head gaskets, we can measure for that.
We'll end up wasting a head gasket compressing it.
Oh man. Well, unless we can get push rods quick.
I don't think it'll take that long to get the push rods. I don't know what's gonna. If I want to tear this down further and see what's gonna take to polish it, I think we had it done locally once.
Yeah, I think the polish was fine, but it just needed to grind.
Oh yeah. So I don't know. I'll give Ed a call, see if he's available, what that'll take.
Or if he knows somebody, or
Yeah.
what he recommends. He's the expert, and he did a fantastic job last
Yeah,
time.
we got a lot of passes. I mean, a lot of passes on this thing.
Couple-
2 seasons of bracket racing every weekend.
I'd be bold to say 250 pass range.
Yeah, there's a lot.
So, just
We have really good oil pressure. I mean, the bearing's not shot yet.
no. and that's why we were considering not doing something, because who knows how long it was like that. So let us know what you guys think while we talk to some other people that we know.
Well, once again, number 5, fouled the spark plug and excessive carbon in the rings. So,
and I think put in one of the last videos where we thought it was running not great, sounded like crap. Well, when we pulled the head off, the spark plug was super fouled compared to the other ones, and well, this is it. So we gonna end up cleaning it. Got a video coming out soon on this this cleaner that we got, so be on the lookout for that. But yeah, that is why.
we'll do that piston next, and because that's the worst, and we'll see what it gets to.
As we showed you guys, this was like the worst one. We could feel,
Number 8.
But the rest of these have not been bad. They look a little scuffy, but you can't catch your finger on it. So we are going to end up polishing them.
Yeah, a buddy of mine's got a shop, and he can polish it, and he says he'll take it right away. So
yeah, we'll just get them polished. No big deal. Sucks we got to take it all apart,
but we can fix this. We'll get some new rings, new bearings.
yeah.
Well, with the new heads and new cam, hey, it's a fresh engine.
We'll be ready for another 2 years.
Yeah, get a couple of seasons out of it, I hope.
Yeah. So we got all the pistons out. We got all the caps off. So it looks like we're going to have to buy those bearings as well.
Yeah, so we'll get rings, bearings, new gaskets.
Fresh rebuild.
Yeah, I got a buddy who will be able to polish this for me. He's got a machine shop, and we'll get that taken care of locally, hopefully in short order. We'll see. And hey, let's see that piston.
So, like we said before, we had that what do they call that cleaner?
It's ultrasonic cleaner with some simple green.
That's what it looked like before. That's what it looks like now.
That was 2 20-minute cycles.
So, video on that shortly, and highly recommend it. So be on the lookout for that. But we've got a lot of work to do in the meantime before we get the crank back. Obviously, get these cleaned. New motor mounts.
Yeah, it needs motor mounts.
Eventually get to the transmission. We could set up the other head. There's other work we can be doing. I don't know how much we're actually gonna get video on because it's nitty gritty kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
I gotta set all the spring heights. We gotta pull all the springs,
Yeah.
and we gotta pull all the seals. We have to shim. It's 190, and we need it at 180 to get our spring pressures.
Right. Yeah, because
Spring pressures are critical. We verified all of our lifters work. Got to get the head gaskets too. So anyways, we got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, so it's not end of the world yet.
It's January 25th.
And, Six Summer is first week of June, so less than 6 months. But realistically, March, end of April, beginning of
Test
May.
and tune. We got to have this at the track.
And if we're definitely going to be drag and driving it, we've got a lot of street tuning we got to do with it.
And what are we doing with this, Ricky?
Taking it to Streetcar Takeover, Kansas. I think we mentioned in the previous video.
May 8th. This thing has to be in Kansas. Be a lot of fun. We're going to roll race
12
and 12-0 heads up.
So yeah, for this to get out, this has to be out of the way. We're going to be putting in some work.
We also need the motorhome out of here. So yeah, we got to have this ready before May 8th. At least drivable.
Oh man.
Get to work.
Yeah. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. We were going to do an outro before, but hopefully you enjoyed it. Like, share the video, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.